When I think about suitability, I'm really thinking a lot about fit. Can suitability be trained, taught? Can we improve someone's suitability?
Certainly eligibility is highly trainable. Suitability is hard to train. However, you can develop additional suitability. And looking at joy performance theory is one of the roots of being able to help people really develop their suitability. Joy performance theory says that we're going to perform best in a job where we enjoy the activities. And so we're looking at when we resist something, we are certainly going to avoid that. And we're probably not going to develop. So if we enjoy it, we're going to do it. You know, it's the skill versus the will. We tend to develop resistance based on experiences. There'll be something about that trait that we don't like. So let's just take a look at diplomacy, tact. Somebody can have a view of tact that says, really what that is you're beating around the bush. I have a very negative view of that. I want people to be very clear and put it on the table. So they have a negative view of it, and of course you're going to resist it. I don't want to be some way that I don't think is productive. One way that you can really develop suitability when you find that there's an imbalance is to say, okay, can you see the positive side of tact? Can we get you to understand what diplomacy can do for you in this situation? When people can begin to get that awareness, they can begin to improve their suitability. And I've seen that happen with me personally over the years, where I've looked at imbalance and I've said, okay, what about that imbalance? What am I resisting? And as I've understood what I'm resisting and have embraced the other positive sides of that, what I have found is that I've improved my suitability. So yes, it's possible to improve suitability. It's a much harder process than certainly to improve eligibility.
It almost seems more like coaching than training, and it's almost goes back to some of the key elements of emotional intelligence. I first have to create some awareness around what deficiencies or what issues might be appearing for me that may be causing me to not be as effective, and then be willing to take those steps to be able to correct or address those key areas.
Jim, I think that's a perfect statement of it, because really what we are talking about is in suitability is a person's emotional intelligence, how they're emotionally able to respond to the situation. And we can coach in that, but it does take awareness. That gets back to providing specific data to an individual so that they have the awareness of where they need to grow. One thing that has been a hallmark for me was an awareness I got that all behavior is positively motivated. If you have somebody who's very blunt, they're not being blunt because they think that's going to be bad behavior. They're doing it for a positive, although very misguided reason, that I don't want to be this over here, so I'm going to overcompensate and be this. When you can bring that awareness and you can say you don't need to overcompensate, you can basically create balance, and that's going to create more emotional intelligence, or it's something that I just like from a business context, more situational awareness. You're going to be able to respond to the situation the way you need to because you have a balance of traits. And certainly it's great to flex to directness when that's called for. You certainly don't want to be direct when tact is called for. And mastery of both is going to make you the most effective.